Yes, today's jutsu lesson will be intervals. Okay. Hopefully you watched the video that comes before this. I'll put a link, click into it somewhere here. I don't know. Anyways, we're going to look at generic distance between intervals today. Do not think about sharps or flats or naturals or double sharps or double flats or quadruple sharps. Okay. None of that is going to apply today. Just the note name to the note name. A D flat to an A flat is some kind of fifth. Okay. A D to an A sharp is some kind of fifth. Okay. A D to an A natural is also a fifth. I'm going to explain much of that in the next part. All right. This is your first lesson in music or note theory. Okay. We're going to cover intervals. We're going to start with two concepts. There's a melodic and a harmonic interval. And the other concept is a generic distance or a generic interval. Okay. So melodic and harmonic intervals, those sound a little bit scary. They're really big words, but they're kind of easy once I explain them to you. Melodic interval, think of melody. That's the operative word, melody. Okay. A melody is something that's kind of sung. Okay. If you think of yourself singing something, da 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 da, you can only sing one note at a time. A lot of instruments are very melodic instruments, stuff like flutes, clarinets, trumpets, saxes, trombones. Okay, you guys can only play one note at a time. All right. Here's an example on notation. Here's a melodic interval and another one. Okay, notice that all these intervals, these notes, they come right after each other. Okay. Now, if I want to do a harmonic interval, they all play, notice they're on top of each other. Those are harmonic. Okay. These were all the same notes, C, E, G, and C, and C, E, G, and C. Okay. Just one is melodic and one is harmonic. Later on, as you guys start to really build your musicianship, you're going to have to be able to hear these things in a melodic setting and a harmonic setting. Okay. Sometimes it might slip you up. It's kind of like two different little practices, but as you get better, it'll just come like that. Okay. So melodic versus harmonic interval. The next concept is the generic distance or the generic interval. Okay. For this lesson, I want you to forget about flats and sharps, double flats, double sharps. Forget all about that. We're only going to look at note name to note name. Okay. That's going to help us determine our generic distance. So if I give you a note like, let's say C, and I give you another note, let's say D, C to D, C, D. You start with one, C, D. That's a second. C to D is a second interval. Okay. Now there's a first. Okay. We just call it a unison. Okay. And this actually happens a lot. You might be singing or playing an instrument and you guys are playing the same note. Da, da. Okay. That's a unison or a first. Nobody calls it a first. We just call it a unison or a perfect unison. Okay. So we start with the unison. Then our next interval is a second. The next interval will be a third. Okay. It's that easy, guys. Okay. So if we have C, our third will be C, D, E. That is a third above C. Okay. Again, don't worry about sharps and flats. Your C could be sharp. D, E, your E could be flat. It's still a third. It's going to sound different. Okay. But it's still a third. Then you have a fourth. Okay. C, D, E, and F. Okay. You have a fifth, sixth, seventh. And we don't really call the eighth an eighth. We call it an octave or perfect octave. I don't know if I've heard perfect eighth. I'm not sure if people say that. Okay. But we'll go up to 8. Okay. Those are our intervals. Unison, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and then octave. Okay. That will be the lesson for today. Again, forget about sharps and flats. Just go from note name to note name. Let's try a couple examples that aren't on C. Let's pick, I don't know, F. Let's go F to D. Okay. Start on F, That's your 1. F, G, A, B, C, D. Okay, F to D is a 6th. All right, let's do another one. Let's go A to G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I can't get used to my hands on the screen. A to G is a 7th. Okay. Again, it could be A flat to G sharp, A flat to A flat. Doesn't matter. It's still going to be 7th. Okay. That's all we're going to cover today. Okay. Melodic intervals versus harmonic intervals. Okay. And then we have our generic distance. Be practicing.